That moment you go into an episode of an anime that's called Masked Swimsuit Gang and it's not a beach episode, I feel completely robbed that Blue Archive had should be a swimsuit episode and it's not. It's a bank robbery. Because I don't know why. I guess at this point I can confirm that that whole thing in the previous episode about how they were thinking about ways of making money and it all involved doing something criminal. This seems to be a common thing. Like even starting this episode, having them doing their loan payment and literally they have to tell Shiroko, don't attack the car. She's like, yes, I get it. But no, they like so casually the later part of this episode just decide, let's just rob a bank. Whatever. It's a crime syndicate. Let's just go ahead and rob the bank. And then even afterwards, even consider stealing the money, taking the money and going. I mean, it's a crime organization, right? But no, I really enjoyed episode 4. Yes, a lot of it has to do with the fact that Problem Solver is still around. I completely thought that was going to be like a one-shoot thing where they just showed up and then they just left. But no, now it seems like Aru is completely obsessed with Abitos at this point. Which is really great. They literally solved her money problem, so there's no reason why Aru would just absolutely love and want to join the Abidos school. Just so we can get them to join the school. That way they can always be around. We can always have Mitsuki. But anyways, yeah, I really enjoyed the episode. I will admit, it may just be me. It does look like the quality and the visuals are kind of coming down a little bit of a step. Not that the series is like ufotable levels here, but it did seem like we're getting a lot more wonky character designs, which is a little bit unfortunate for a cute girls doing bank robberies. Cute girls doing cute things, including bank robberies. But it still looks good. It's still a fine show. I still like the colors and everything like that. Kind of plays out well. But now, getting into the episode proper, them doing their payment to Kaiser, and then immediately start to look into investigating the parts that are now confirmed being from the black market. I got a huge kick out of the fact that like they go to this little black market area and they start getting into it, and it turns into like this big information dump because they end up running to some random girl from Trinity. And Hifumi from Trinity, she's literally fleeing from some people that want to kidnap her so they can get some ransom money because, again, she's from Trinity. And then immediately after that, she just like does this like full divulging of everything she knows about the black market. And I like how at least the characters acknowledge at some point, man, you're really knowledgeable about this place. It's like this girl literally just came here to find a plush, a limited edition plush, but then like spends like literally half the episode having her just divulging information about the black market and how everything is run and how you have to watch out for the security group. And oh yeah, by the way, over here is a bank. And yeah, they have like this 13% or 15% crime related assets that go through it. And you know, it's like, why does this girl know all this information? I don't really know much about that character. Granted, again, I'm going in this anime not really knowing much about any of these characters. But yeah, Hifumi especially, it's like, gosh dang girl, why do you know all this? I guess it's going to either turn into a thing where she's just an absolute nerd and she knows a lot about a lot of things. Or maybe the fact that she researched a little bit too much before coming to the black market. I mean, she really wanted this limited edition thing, so maybe she looked way too much information about the black market just to find out where she could find this doll. But no, it was absolutely quirky having her come there, just divulge all this information just because she wants this one doll. And then yes, gets immediately roped in. Now, eventually Kaiser shows up, and Kaiser does a drop off at the bank, which this immediately tips off everybody that this loan company they're using seems to be doing a lot of work with the black market, or at least this dark bank. Now, I guess their difficulty they're running into is that they don't like the idea that they're giving money to Kaiser if Kaiser is then filtering that into the dark bank, because essentially the money they're giving to Kaiser is going into crimes, which is like one of those question marks of like, well, okay, you asked money from the company and now you have to give the money back. What does that have to do with where they're putting the money afterwards? It kind of turns that weird thing of like, what is this circular logic that you're getting into here? Like, what are you going to stop paying Kaiser if the money's going to a bad cause? No, you still have to pay it off because you still have the bank is leaned on the school. So you still have to pay it no matter what it comes up with. But it does make me kind of consider that I think the direction this is going for, my predictions right now, is that yes, they're trying to figure out if their particular money was going there, which they could find a ledger or something to find that out, which is why they robbed the bank and stole 100 million yen. But additionally, what I'm thinking is going to happen is that they're probably, with the documents they get, they're probably going to end up, my assumption is eventually see somewhere in there transactions for the black market parts they got. Because as they kind of point out, oh, look, Hifumi points out that whatever they bought has no information. Like, they made that information disappear. which is odd because in the black market, the crimes they do, they're very public about it. So why would they hide the information? This seems to be a very odd case, which, yes, technically leads us to believe because these two individuals in some dark room somewhere with the flamey face guy, they're making some sort of deals to take down Abydos, which my assumption there is because Abydos school itself probably has something underneath it. Something's within it that they want. And yes, they're sending, presumably, problem solvers to go after it as well. And so my assumption here is that everybody is sort of paying into stuff that eventually goes after Abydos. So they might end up finding a ledger that will have maybe the transactions for those black market goods, and they'll find out who's actually tied to it. So that's my assumption there. There's going to be some sort of tied in there. And again, that there's something in the school that they want, and they just don't know about it. But yes, that all leads to them, again, deciding to rob the bank and, again, call themselves the swimsuit gang, the masked swimsuit gang. I mean, she called herself Christina. Why not call yourself the masked swimsuit gang? It makes no sense. Why not at this point? Just do it. And yes, of course, Aru and team are there. Now, Aru's side of the whole thing, like I said, got a massive kick out of it. I really do love that they're still continuing to be in the series. Again, they start out the episode with her getting a call and being upset about her, not doing the mission, getting a week to do it, having no money. Apparently, she spent all the money because she felt like she needed to have a headquarters. But then proceeding to see if she can get a loan from the black market because she's either blacklisted by loaning companies or simply because she's a criminal, she's not allowed to have loans. Her bank account is frozen. I'd probably assume that it's probably the prior that she's just blacklisted. She's not allowed to get loans, but it all kind of plays in her character. It seems like Aru's really kind of pushed the idea that she wants to be the ultimate criminal, which again plays in this episode with them doing this bank robbery right in front of her. But yeah, her going to the bank, being rejected because she has nothing to lean on it. If you can't really get a loan sometimes for large amounts unless you have something to lean on it. They have to have something that they can take from you. But yeah, she eventually ends up witnessing this entire bank robbery, and the entire time she's looking at them like they're shoujo characters. I mean, like everybody turns into Ikemen, and they're all like pretty and glittering, and she's just fully into it. And of course, again, Mutsumi and Kyoko and Haruka immediately know who that is, but Aru doesn't. So she chases them down later on and just is absolutely like, I want to be just like you guys. I will be free of all the restraints of society, and I'll be a true criminal just like you. What is your name? Masked Swimsuit Gang. I got a kick out of the fact that at least at the very end, they actually revealed it to her. They didn't like let that drag out, which I guess they all get a kick out of it. Like, Mitsuki and Kayoko, they just want to see what she does when she realizes it, so they have to tell her that it's Abydos. Which again, I don't know what I guess it's going to still turn into the idea of them just continuing to be the Team Rocket characters that show up and blast off every single episode. But I don't know, can there be a chance that Aru ends up actually having respect for them and not wanting to take them down? Because again, they technically helped them with their debt problem. Again, I'm assuming that Aru and them took it. They said something about that they have money now, but yeah, it'll be interesting to see coming in the next episode and having Aru show up with a bunch of really expensive weaponry because, yeah, they helped him out. It was cute to have it all kind of wrap up in the idea of them having a struggle whether or not to keep the money or not, and it really just kind of turns down to everybody. Literally everybody's okay with taking it. Like Sarika's like, why not? Is criminals? Nanami's like, yeah, sure, why not? And it all comes down to Shiroko. Again, Shiroko, the one that keeps talking about doing criminal acts, like, oh yeah, let's hijack a bus, or no, I think she wanted to rob the bank. And then right here, she's okay with the robbing the bank. And then right now, suddenly out of nowhere, oh yeah, I guess we don't want to take the money because Hoshino doesn't want to do that. Which is cute. It kind of turned into a whole thing of Hoshino being the senpai character. I don't want to turn my kohais into a bunch of criminals that will in the future do criminal acts. It had a cute little wrap up, but it's still kind of one of those goofy, how do we come to this conclusion? And yes, and better yet, why does Sensei allow any of this? Sensei is the worst. Sensei has like no input whatsoever to the entire situation. It was nuts, but yeah, good episode. Episode 4 of Blue Archive. Really enjoyed it. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. As always, if you did, make sure that like button down below. Comment, let me know what's all the episode. Additionally, if you're new to the channel, make sure that subscribe button, skip my content. I news reviews, first impressions, topless if it's anime, it's premature. Additionally, if you like this content and you want to support the channel more, I have Patreon link, tips, links, so thanks, membership button down below. Greatly appreciate what it does, and y'all take care.